So this is one way that your company can own the social customer. And by the way, this isn't confidential. We accidentally left the word confidential on that slide. It's okay, you can share this. So what this thing means, Jeremiah Aoyang, he's a great analyst over at the Altimeter Group. He calls this the dandelion model. And you're looking at this, you're like, what the heck is this thing? It looks like we got stuff. It's not Star Wars. What this really is in the middle of there is a centralized social media team within the company, and then these little circles on the left-hand side that sort of spin out from it. They're almost like hubs with wheels. What that means is those are localized social teams. So maybe the one on the top is the marketing social media team. The one on the top left is the business sales development, business development social media team. Maybe on the far left is the customer service one. And so there's a central team, but there's also business unit teams or departmental teams. And what this does is it allows the marketing department to not have to be subject matter experts on all things related to social. They can refer back to the sort of central team. This is a method of working with the social customer that's becoming more and more popular, but I'd say it's still in the minority. This is probably, I think, the most advanced way of handling for social customers. And there's an entire chapter of this in the book, The Social Customer. There's about 5 different ways to do it. I'm just showing you a couple. And let's go to the next one, Sal, because this next one is a little simpler. This is called the coordinated model. This is usually, there's a cross-functional team in the middle of your company, maybe one person from sales, one person from marketing, one person from HR. And they're sort of like liaisons from each of their departments around the social customer. And then each business unit or each business team, sales, marketing, et cetera, manages the social customer, but they can go to the central team for resources. So the big difference between these two, go back to the last one for a second, Sal, is that they may have multiple project, social media or social customer project teams spinning off of them. So model number 4 here, the multiple hub and spoke, is a lot more complex, whereas go back to the last one, Sal. Yep. This coordinated model, perfect. It's a lot simpler. It's just one central team. This is the dominant model. Just generally speaking, if you're a larger company, over 100 employees, this is generally how the company is. I think about 40 to 45% of the companies out there using this model. Okay. It's sounding like, Andrew, you're saying that my voice is varying a lot. Thanks for letting me know. I'll keep the microphone a little closer to my ear here. Okay. So let's go to the next one here. And after this next slide, let's do some Q&A too. So this is the big slide. This is a really important slide. So if you're going to print out any one slide for this entire presentation today, this is the one to print out. The reason this is so important is because this is basically everything you can do with social customer management. And in fact, it's cut off one on the very bottom of the sales column. So where this was developed with the Altimeter Group developed this, and then I added a bunch of use cases to it. So these are all the things you can do with your social customers. Generally speaking, what you want to do when you're picking what you should, accomplish with your social customers, you should pick 1 or 2 of them and really do a great job with it rather than trying to do everything. You ever see like a consultant out there that appears to be a jack of all trades but a master of none? It's kind of a bummer to see that. And it's also kind of a bummer to see a company that tries to do every single use case with social customer relationship management, because it's really difficult to do all of these perfectly. So today, we're actually not going to focus on the stuff on the right-hand side. They're important for sure, but that's just not what we're here for. We're here to generate business with the social customer. So we're going to hang out sort of on the left-hand side of the stack here. So where we're going to begin is in this far left-hand column here about the marketing use cases. And so now we're getting into the real nitty-gritty. So my new book spends about 110 pages just on these 23 use cases. And so now we're going to roll down to the left side here. So I'm going to actually sort of pull up the chapter on what this is. Okay. So in the marketing bucket, there's really only about 5 use cases. So let's just walk through them one by one and sort of talk about what they are. So this first one here, social marketing insights. What you're trying to do here, and what the maturity of it is you're just trying to learn how your customers are using social media. So this one is the most basic. So you're basically saying, well, we don't know what the gravity or what the influence is of what our customers are saying about us. How do we figure that out? And that's by using social marketing insights. So, it's a fairly mature use case. This is something that people are doing today. There's a lot of brands who've done it really successfully. TD Garden, actually. Sal, that's right in your backyard, right?
It certainly is.
Okay, so what's the TD Garden? So, I'm from the Bay Area. That used to be the Fleet Center, right?
Yep. It used to be the Fleet Center, which was when they tore down the old Boston Garden, they put it up.
Okay, so it's like that's where you go in Boston if you want to see so the Bruins play there, the Celtics play there, and just like good rock concerts.
Well, I don't know about some of the concerts are better than others, but yes.
Yeah. So when Aerosmith plays Boston, though, they usually play in there.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. So it's like we have like the Cow Palace, which smells like cows. So that was nice. So anyway, the TD Garden had this woman named Laura Zester there. She was their director of e-business a couple of years ago. So this is how they use social marketing insights. So they merged three things into their social CRM software. They took all their social content, they took their website and their content management system itself, and their product itself. And so they merged it all into one database. And then they had three ways that they were measuring how successful they were. They measured their ticket revenue by channel from the people in their social CRM database. So how much ticket revenue did we get from people buying tickets on mobile, how much by people buying them on the web, how much by, say, Facebook or whatever. Then they measured the amount of new opt-ins that they got into their database. So I think they were using Salesforce at the time in combination with a marketing solution called Hourglass. They checked how much new opt-in they had. And then the last thing they did was they figured out their lifetime value per active email subscriber, per Facebook page like, and then Facebook or Twitter followers. So they were constantly calculating how much money are we making from these customers that we have in our database through all the socials. And the ROI was pretty impressive. So you can actually, I think the case study is in my book. I think it's also perhaps on Eloqua's website. They're on the Boston company. Okay. So then, as far as you're wondering about vendors who are doing this pretty well, as far as social monitoring, well, the one I'm on the phone with is a really, really good place to start for social marketing insights. So, I would say if you want to kind of learn what this would look like for your company, spend half an hour on the phone with Sal and maybe someone on his development team. Do a quick demo and understand what social marketing insights look like for you. So then let's look at the next one, which is rapid social marketing response. And this is a little bit different. The key here is speed. And I don't know, Sal, if you saw this the other day, but it looks like a brand got brandjacked yesterday on Google Plus. And that when I say brandjacked, it's almost like being carjacked. There's Bank of America. Raise your hand if you saw Bank of America's little problem yesterday on Google Plus. So I'm going to see what percentage of the people on the call saw that. Wait for it. They're just raising their hands here. Wow, this is a pretty decent amount. Wow, this is a lot of people. Oh, my God. Sal, this is like more than 10% of the call. I see Sam at SAP. I see Katie from TPG. Everybody's raising their hands here. Yeah, so this only
happened. Actually, I didn't even hear this, so I'm interested to see what happened. I mean, Google.
Oh, you're so out of the loop now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, if you go on Google right now and you type in Bank of America brandjack, you'll see a story in CNET. And I'll give you guys the link right now so you can read about it. Someone made a phony Bank of America page, and well, maybe it's kind of funny if you don't like Bank of America. But if you're Bank of America, it's not so cool. So now what that does is it makes Google look crummy. It makes Bank of America look crummy. How do you prevent something like this from happening? I mean, let's put everybody's hands down. I'm thinking everyone on this call maybe has one unhappy customer. Like, not many, but sorry, we all do. I think I maybe even have one unhappy customer. So that's how you prevent it, is using rapid social marketing response. So this would be a piece of software that actually shoots you an alert, whether it's in an email, whether it's in a tweet, whether it's on a text message or whatever. Now, Sal, does your product do these kind of instant alerts if someone says something about your company?
It can, yes.
Yeah, it depends how you configure it. You can hook up using various application, kind of interfaces. You can hook it up to do that. I've seen companies like Jive and Salesforce do it. I've seen Radio6 do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But so the whole idea of rapid social marketing response is to be able to respond instantaneously when someone creates content about your brand. Had Bank of America been doing this correctly, they would have responded immediately rather than, say, a day or two later.